Hello, everyone. Storm 101 here. Today we have the potential for a winter storm that'll be beginning later today, eventually getting into tomorrow across parts of the Mid-Atlantic and the southern Appalachian Mountains here. So we have a big change in the forecast from yesterday. This system will also bring in some severe weather potential, really anywhere from the Carolinas down to parts of Alabama, Georgia, and parts of Florida. We also plan on watching another system that be coming in later this week, more specifically Thursday into Friday, pretty much for some similar areas, probably anywhere from parts of the Lower Ohio Valley region all the way through parts of the Mid-Atlantic into the Northeast as well. So we're going to get started with the watch warning map display, and you can see here we do have winter storm warnings in effect across parts of eastern Tennessee, western North Carolina, that extends all the way up to parts of southwestern Virginia into southern southeastern West Virginia as well. We also got this little dark blue shade right here in parts of Virginia, Maryland, and Delaware, and even for a couple counties in southern New Jersey. That's a winter storm watch there. And if I'm correct here, winter storm warnings in this certain region for winter storm territory is at least 4 inches. So there is a potential we could see at least 4 inches of snow for some of these areas in here as well. And then you got all these counties in the shade of purple. Those are in winter weather advisories. Some of these places could see anywhere from a coating maybe as high as 2 or maybe 3 inches of snow as well. You can see it covers pretty much the entire Tennessee Valley region into up into parts of southeastern Kentucky as well. So this is going to be a pretty interesting storm system to watch, and it's already been a major uptrend from yesterday as well. And like I said, what I showed you guys, not too many models showed this potential, and really the next run, which was 0Z, which the runs I showed you guys was 18Z, and then 0Z run came up, and there was a significant uptrend here. Then all the models agree on that we could see a winter storm for the Mid-Atlantic. So let's check out those weather models. So we're getting started with the HER model, and really for later today here, your well, not quite a winter storm yet, but your snowfall event will begin across parts of the Lower Ohio Valley region, down parts of the Mississippi River Valley region as well. And this snow band will be continuing to move on to the east, and there will be some snowfall accumulations for some of these areas in here as well, which we'll check out the snowfall amounts in just a moment. And where you do have those darker blue shades, that's where we could see at times heavy snow as well. And brighter the colors out here, the lighter the snowfall amounts are going to be as well. So that's what that means there. And you can see, all right, your low pressure system does deepen, which at this point here, this will be in northeastern Georgia. This will move up into the Carolinas here. Heavy snow really comes into view here, and really anywhere from northern Virginia all the way back into southeastern Kentucky, and then moving a little bit more south down into Alabama. So you got this big snow shield out here. At the same time, we will have some severe weather in the warm sector as well. We'll check out the storm prediction outlook in just a moment. And you can see how that low pressure system does continue to deepen as it moves to the northeast, and then you get to see this big swath of just heavy snow moving through parts of the mid-Atlantic region as well throughout the day tomorrow. And eventually your event should end by Monday evening uh, tomorrow. Snowfall amounts, you ask, well, this is stuff that people are going to forget about is the very warm soil temperatures. And this will be an issue here for accumulating snow, which I'll show you guys those soil temperatures in just a moment. But actually, I'll show you guys that now. It'll probably make a little bit more sense. So let's check out those soil temperatures, okay? And if you're in the yellow region out here, that's temperatures in the low to mid 50s. I mean, this is your actual soil temperatures. Now, soil temperatures are below freezing is in these blue colors up here. So trying to get accumulating snow out of this event will be difficult. You'll need high snowfall rates in order to get snowfall accumulation. So how is this going to work? Is that if you get snowfall accumulations, it has to be an inch or 2 inches per hour at least to get snowfall to accumulate. And how this is going to work is that the snow will fall a little bit more heavier, and as it does so, the snow that'll be on the ground already won't have enough time to melt. So then it just kind of adds up. So that's how this is going to work out of this event. And I almost forgot to say this: if you're in the orange area, you're in the 60s. So either way, the soil temperatures are just very, very mild out there. So it's going to be difficult to get snowfall accumulations. If you're going to just get light snow, good chance you're not going to see accumulations. But if you could get at least heavy snow, you could see some snowfall accumulations to show up. So that's something we got to keep an eye on as well. And that's why I'm going to say here is that these snowfall amounts are likely going to be too high. As a herd does present, is it shows a pretty big winter storm. But in reality, snowfall amounts will likely be much lower. You had to take this off by at least a few inches of snow, and that might be your little bit more accurate outcome as well. And in reality, you'll still get at least a few inches of snow, but it likely won't be as much as what this map here does show. We will likely not see anybody get double-digit snowfall totals. That's just not happening from this event. But people that will see most of the snow will be in the higher elevations in the Appalachian Mountain region. That's where the soil temperatures will be much cooler up there as well, so it'll be a little bit easier to accumulate up there as well. So that is something we got to keep in mind, is that the soil temperatures are going to be very mild. But over time though, you still have to, when you're driving out on the roads though, there is that opportunity. We could see some snow to try to accumulate on the roads as well, especially on the overpasses. So if you're going to be driving in this area, you do have to be careful out there as well, because temperatures will be getting below freezing Monday night. So that will give a chance to have the blacktop and the overpasses to cool down a little bit better. So roads could be a little bit icy, maybe Monday night into perhaps Tuesday morning. So that's what we have to do to keep in mind of as well. So let's check out the high-res name here. It'll show a pretty similar scenario. It's a little further south with that snow band there, because that low pressure system is a little further south with that. But it does show have a very similar solution to what the HER model does say, and it's also similar to the snowfall amounts. But then again, you have to bring it down by a few inches of snow, and that's what you could see out of this event. If we check out the rapid refresh, it'll show a pretty similar scenario, probably a little bit more similar to the HER model. You can see with that bandit, so it does get a little further south here. It could be heavy snow getting into parts of central and northeastern North Carolina as well. If we do check out snowfall totals from the rapid refresh, at that time, shows very high amounts out there, but then again, you have to take it down by a few inches of snow. But either way, even taking off a few inches of snow, you'll still get a pretty decent amount of snow out there either way. Here's the Harris Canadian, and you do see here those purple colors in there shows heavy snow, which it actually tells you the snowfall rates, and snowfall rates could be at least 2 inches per hour. So that is some heavy snow out there, and that'll certainly be high enough to get snowfall accumulations to keep on going there. And then the snowfall accumulations from this model does show decent amount of snow out there, but then again, take it off by a few inches out there as well. But this is the National Weather Service forecast here for snowfall, and you can see here, compared to other models, it's not as high. And this is probably a much more accurate output than what the other models do suggest. So those higher elevations in this parts of the southern Appalachian Mountains will likely see most of the snow. Those purple colors is where we can see 6 to 7 inches of snow, which there is another area of 6 to 7 inches of snow across parts of southern Delaware into parts of southern or central Maryland as well. And I could go back down into parts of Virginia as well. So anybody that lives really anywhere from southwest Virginia through central Virginia up into southern Maryland, southern Delaware, eventually to southern New Jersey. You have the potential to see anywhere from 4 to maybe 6 inches of snow, maybe getting close to 7 inches as well. So that's be enough for a wind to be confirmed as a winter storm. So there's going to be a decent amount of snow out of this event either way, despite of having those very warm soil temperatures because the snowfall rates are going to be high. As you go back further to the southwest, there could be snowfall accumulations as far west as getting close to the Memphis area. You can see here from most of the state of Tennessee, you could see some type of snowfall accumulation, anywhere from a coating to maybe up to an inch of snow. And then those higher elevations could see 1 to 3 inches of snow, especially getting down to parts of northeast Alabama and northern Georgia, which the snowfall accumulation potential could get as far south as at least getting close to central Alabama as well, where you may have the potential to see a coating of snow as well. So certainly going to be a very interesting event out here as well. And enjoy it while you can because we are expected to see a warm up midweek this week. But there is that potential for another chance of snow for some of these similar regions later this week. Before we get to that, let's talk about the severe weather risk with the system tomorrow or for later today. So you do have a slight risk for severe weather, southeastern Alabama, the Panhandle of Florida, southeastern Georgia, up into parts of the Carolinas as well. The main threats, there could be some isolated tornadoes out there within, especially within that 5% chance. Damage winds will be the primary threat, but the hail threat will be pretty low in, maybe more focused in parts of southeastern Alabama, southwestern Georgia, and parts of the Florida Panhandle as well. And then by tomorrow, the severe weather risk does end as well. Really, after that, we don't really see much in the way of severe weather in the forecast after today. So that's at least some good news there as well. All right, let's talk about our next system here that we'll be keeping an eye on. So there goes your winter storm for later today into tomorrow. And there will be a warm period. You'll have high pressure off the east coast here, so they'll bring in milder air, but it doesn't take much longer before we do see a system here. And this one here will be rolling by the Midwest. It will bring it around, maybe some light, maybe at times some moderate snow for parts of the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes. It will bring in a cold front, but you do notice there's a piece of energy back into the Rockies here that is attached to this front here. That will be going down along the front. And then you'll see here, that's all the GFS shows. That's your system. Yeah, the GFS doesn't show much of anything. But the good news here is at least this is an outlier. This is an outlier. Let me show you guys the other models. This is the Canadian model, and it shows a completely different story here. Check it out as we get into Thursday. You may have a potential of around a moderate to maybe at times heavy snowfall across parts of Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio, maybe getting down as far south as parts of northern Mississippi and northern Alabama. So some of those similar ranges here, but a little bit further north with that low as well. And you do see here, it does get a little bit more interesting when it gets up to the northeast. Now, I think it's a little bit more aggressive here with that pressure to low. We are still 5 days away from the event, so things can change. So keep in mind that things can change. As we check out the icon model, uh, you can see here, uh, not as aggressive as the Canadian model is actually kind of between the GFS and the Canadian, but it does still show a better system than the GFS. Has a round of light to maybe at times some moderate snowfall from the lower Ohio Valley. You can see right, and then it gets up into the northeast as well as it does deepen as it goes up along the east coast. This is the European model, and it's also pretty similar here. Probably a little bit more similar to the Canadian model, a little bit more aggressive with that snowfall potential as well. So there is a potential that we could see a pretty good snowfall event, really anywhere from maybe it's getting as far south as parts of Kentucky, Tennessee, maybe southern Illinois, southern Indiana. They'll go through the Ohio Valley, parts of the Mid-Atlantic, eventually getting up into the northeast. And the last model would be the UK Met. It does not have the precipitation type mode, but what it does have is the total accumulated snowfall. And I'll show you guys where it shows it. It's right here. And if this is correct, it does show a chance of a pretty good snowfall event as well. So pretty much most of the models, except for the GFS, still shows that potential for a pretty good snowfall event as well. So we do have to pay attention to really from Kentucky, Tennessee, all the way up to the Northeast for this decent snowfall potential. And then again, the timing of this will begin on Thursday. It will go through the day on Friday, especially up in the Northeast during the day on Friday and probably get into Friday night as well. Then again, it is something to watch for now. It's a little too early to talk about snowfall accumulation since we are still a few days away. But anyways, guys, that's all for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys like this video, hit that like button. If you do like my channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notifications so you never miss an upload. If you guys have questions about this, put the comment section down below. I heard you guys questions. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.